You may begin your presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Jason, this is Kim and Emma, and we are members of Enactus Edith Cowan University. We are from Western Australia, home to amazing beaches, the cute quokkas on Rottnest Island, and the most powerful force in the AFL today, Nat Fyfe. Our university and surroundings are not only where we live, but are the sources of inspiration for our projects, with local communities being our focus. Today we'd like to talk to you about 3 of our projects: Connection Events, Waste Not, and Net University. We are really proud about these projects and the progress that we've made over the past year. We hope that by the end of today, you are just as passionate about them as we are.
The first project we'd like to speak to you about today is Connection Events. This is where we help to bring communities together and also give local community and not-for-profit groups a platform to promote themselves through events. But this actually all started off as a single event. We were approached by the Rotary Club of Mindarie and the Satterley Property Group, who are WA's leading property developer. They wanted our help to bring one of their developing communities a social event. The need for this was identified through a survey which the residents had filled out, which showed that 1/3 of the population was from overseas and had minimal social networks. So we brought the suburb of Butler the Earth Hour movie night, which was set to go off without a hitch. That is until the weather gods decided that the 28th of March was the perfect night for it to pour down with rain. The first rain we had seen in over 100 days. But the reason I'm telling you this is that while our event didn't go ahead due to conflicts with our risk management plan, we had forged a strong relationship between the 3 of our organisations, and we decided to collaborate for future events. The teams came together shortly after, and the decision was made to create the project Connection Events.
So our first official event under this banner was the Rotary Moonlight Movie, and that was held in February of this year. This event was split into 2 parts, and we had the movie event on the Saturday and the community cleanup was held on a Sunday morning. Sponsorship was provided for this event by both the City of Wanneroo and Satterley Property Group, who both gave over $2,000 each in funding. The movie event was a huge success and we had over 500 people in attendance. We also had 10 stall holders, all of whom were local community groups and charities who used our event to market their services and make a name for themselves in the local community. And this helps to empower them. We had members from the local sporting teams. They provided the food for the evening and they also used the event to get registrations for their clubs. Members from the local recycling plant showed residents of Butler how they could reduce their waste and reuse recyclable materials. Over $1,200 was raised by stallholders on this evening, and the following morning we had 50 volunteers who came together to clean up their community, and they were provided with a free barbecue as a thank you for their efforts. Overall, we were really happy with the outcome of this event, and as was everyone that was involved.
As we began winding down, we considered what was next for Connection Events. We saw opportunity with Headspace, a respected organisation that provides free mental health and wellbeing services for people aged 12 to 25. When researching our local branch, we discovered that they were in need for partnerships within the local community to help promote their services. Working with Headspace seemed like a valuable cause to us, as 70% of people our age suffering with mental health issues don't seek help. When visiting the branch in June of this year, we discussed the idea of having an amazing race-style event. This would involve teams of young adults working together through a series of tasks, ending with a social gathering. This will allow participants to meet new people in a fun and stress-free environment, which is how we aim to address the issue of isolation that many people suffering with mental health issues experience. The event would be held in our local area to allow Headspace to market their services directly to the community. Although we still have a lot left to plan, we're excited to deliver this as our next Connection event.
We are really pleased with this new alliance with Headspace being forged and are taking action by holding our first event with them in October of this year. In addition to this, our relationship with the Satterley Property Group and the Rotary Club of Mindarie continues to grow stronger, and we've already begun discussions for our next event with them in early 2016. We are enabling progress with this project by educating members of staff from Headspace and also the local residents of these developing communities with the skills necessary so that they can hold these events themselves in the future, and this will ensure the sustainability of the project. This project has a lot of potential and we are really excited to see its future progress.
So the next project we'd like to talk to you about today is Waste Not. This is a really new project of ours and we saw an opportunity on the Enactus Australia Facebook page in March of this year. SHEP was offering the grant to explore the idea of a food waste management project. So we took action and we began researching, and we found that there are many cafes, restaurants and agricultural producers right on our doorstep. We conducted a needs assessment of 5 of them, and this was through a survey to determine how much food that they could be wasting. However, many of them didn't understand the significance of this issue, but once we explained the problem of food waste within Australia, we asked them the question, would you like to reduce your environmental impact and save your business money? 4 of them answered positively.
From researching food waste in Australia, we were able to develop a project plan for Waste Not. Our model involves educating businesses on proper waste management while assisting them to form relationships that will allow for good to come from their waste. Our 5-step action plan includes a food waste audit, methods of reducing waste, links with charities, composting and ongoing support. By going through these steps, we aim to empower businesses to reduce their wastage, meaning a lesser impact on the environment and likely having the added benefit of increasing their profit margins. We have taken steps to implement the Waste Not project to our own university. We, in partnership with the ECU Guild, have a student garden on campus that has allowed us to model the project and determine its sustainability. We are in the process of getting a compost bin placed at the garden, which we'll be creating ourselves from recycled materials. This means that food waste from establishments at our university can thus be reused and recycled as mulch for our garden. We have already had 3 cafes on campus, as well as our very own School of Nutrition, show interest in the garden. The next phase in our project is to create the materials for our food waste audits and then begin working with businesses. We aim to have worked with 4 local restaurants or cafes and 1 agricultural producer by the time we see you again next year. We are also happy to announce that our local council has just given support to the project, and although we are still in the early research stages, we believe Waste Not has potential to have a strong, positive environmental impact.
The last project we'd like to speak to you about today is Net University. This is where we teach senior citizens how to use tablets. We are really passionate about this project and proud of what we're doing, as we really believe we're making a difference in these senior citizens' lives. This began in 2013. One of our members was working at a cinema, and he noticed that many of the seniors wanted to sign up for the OMA loyalty program, but were just unsure how to do it. So we took action, and we delivered a series of classes to a group of senior citizens, showing them a variety of computer uses. And while this was successful, we quickly identified a new need, and that was for tablet classes. This need was identified through the discussions with the City of Joondalup Library, who said they had an ongoing demand for this kind of class, but were unable to deliver them just due to not having the expertise in their technology. So we took action, and we created a basic level iPad and Android manual, and began to deliver the classes ourselves at the library. We have come a really long way with this project over the last few years, and we've had some great successes. But in addition to this, we have just found out something that makes this project so important. One of our members is a PhD student who is researching Alzheimer's. Did you know that Alzheimer's has recently moved into the 2nd leading cause of death in people over the age of 75? And isolation from friends and family can increase the complications of dementia. This isn't just a fact or figure. These are people's parents, grandparents, and loved ones that can be affected by this, and we can help. We are giving the seniors the skills to be more engaged than ever before by keeping them connected with their loved ones, by educating them on Skype, email, and other social media platforms.
So our beginners level classes, they teach the senior citizens the basics of using their tablets. They are delivered to up to 10 participants at a time, with 1 presenter and other team members to offer support. The ratio of seniors to members is 2 to 1, and this is well received as it allows for a more personal approach. So the first part of the class is just concentrating on teaching seniors the basic concepts. And then we always leave time for them to ask us any questions and to fill out their feedback forms. We then make adjustments to our classes based on the suggestions within these forms. Since July last year, we have delivered this basic class to over 100 senior citizens. This brings our total to 174. We deliver 2 classes a month, 1 for iPad and 1 for Android. And we have also started taking community groups on request. As you can see, we recently had a class with the Red Hat Ladies Society, just at the very end. They were really happy with the class, and just to show you the connection we make with participants and the impact we have, we would like to show you this follow-up email which was received from their queen of the Sassy Sisters chapter. She has asked us to show you this photo she has taken in class on her iPad. This is one of the skills we have taught her. And the best part about it is it said it was sent from her iPad.
We saw that the seniors were excited about further lessons through their feedback. Their comments showed that they were keen to do more advanced features on their devices, such as Skype calls and emailing. This is why we created the intermediate iPad class, elaborating on the skills from the basic class and teaching the practical concepts that were requested. In April of this year, the local library advertised our first intermediate iPad class, which completely booked out in 2 hours. We felt that we learned just as much as the seniors did from this class, as the highly interactive environment allowed us to gain valuable feedback that we could use to improve our delivery of the class. One such example is Phil, who had brought his original basic manual along with him to the class and said that he quite often flicked through it at home. His simple suggestion for us was to add a table of contents to the manual to make this easier to do. Taking this into consideration, we have since added a table of contents to our manuals, and Phil is happy. We currently have 3 more intermediate iPad classes booked in for August, September and October, and are looking to increase this due to the high demand from our beginners class participants. We are also looking to develop an intermediate Android manual to begin offering those classes in September of this year. We'd now like to show you a video of 2 of our participants, Diana and Tony. So overall, what did you think about the classes that we are running?
I think it's terrific. I really do. Because there are an awful lot of people our age who are, I think, fairly literate, but they're a heck of a lot younger than I. And the way you approach us, frankly, is brilliant.
That's really good.
Yeah, because I think it's a friendly atmosphere and people come in scared of their computers and you just take all that away. I think it's really good. Yes.
This sort of feedback shows us that these classes really do make an impact in the seniors' lives.
At the end of last year, we were approached by Commonwealth Bank. They had heard about our Net University project and were really supportive as it closely aligned with their organisation's vision. As technology is progressing at such an alarming rate, banks are having to change their systems and processes to keep up. Now you imagine walking into a bank. There's no staff to help you, no cash, and no computers, just tablets. Well, this is where banks are heading to over the next few years. And then you stop and consider, many of their senior customers are still using passbooks. So in partnership with the Commonwealth Bank, we are giving these seniors the skills necessary so they're not left out in the cold when these changes are made. We held our first in-branch pilot class in early June, which was highly successful. We delivered it to a group of the bank's customers and had lots of positive feedback. They gave a few suggestions for the future, which we have taken into consideration. The bank is really looking forward to working with us in the future, and we have further classes booked in from August of this year.
So I just want to show you a graph of our participation with a 1-year forecast. So along the side, that is the number of participants per class, and along the bottom is our progression from the start in 2013 through to our projection for 2016. As you can see, there's an increase in numbers between 2014 to 2015, and we have calculated this to be an 88% increase. We are also using these numbers to help us base our prediction and projection for 2016. We are enabling progress for Net University by developing an advanced class, and this will involve a train-the-trainer type section, and this allows for participants to use the skills they have gained in other classes and show it to others. And this is to ensure the sustainability of the project. We see a really bright future for Net University as we continue to empower the seniors and they are keen to learn more. To finish off, we'd like to show you another video of Diana and Tony.
There's nothing like having somebody standing here saying, press that. That's how you do it. A video, you can't concentrate on 2 things at once.
We can't actually ask Facebook a question. Just have this.
Do you think you can do a video calls to family?
Oh,
Yes, definitely. Our granddaughter will probably get one this evening. Try it out.
this is why we care so much about this project. It's not just teaching them things such as banking, it's actually changing their lives. It's connecting them with their loved ones, and that's something that's really important to us.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing about our projects today. We have directly impacted 728 people and 15 organisations in our local community this year. When you take these numbers into consideration, this makes our indirect impact in the thousands. This could be as simple as families being able to Skype call each other or someone making new friends at one of our events. We'd like to leave you with a reminder of what we have accomplished this year. We saw opportunity to connect people in developing communities through our social events. We took action by empowering businesses to decrease their waste, meaning less negative impacts on the environment. And we enabled progress by giving seniors the skills to keep in touch with their loved ones. At Enactus Edith Cowan University, we're extremely proud of our accomplishments and strive to continue building on the progress that we've made this year. We are looking forward to the next stage in all of our projects and are excited for the future. On behalf of everyone at Enactus ECU, we thank you for your attention.
We will now begin the question and answer session, and only judges may ask questions.
University, how do you charge for that? Do the participants pay a fee to sit through the classes?
The only fee that the senior citizens have paid in any of our classes is at the City of Joondalup Library. They ask for a gold coin donation. Otherwise, we do not charge them.
Congratulations. You talked about the sustainability of Net University, particularly with the Train the Trainer program. Can you give me an example for the other two programs or the other two projects about what you're doing to make sure that they're sustainable into the future?
So for connection events, we did discuss how we are hoping to train the staff at Headspace and also give local residents in these developing communities the skills so that they can hold the events. In the community events, they will be doing that in partnership with their local council who's already on board with us. And so, because these are quite developing communities, but there's 4 new communities building to the north of our university, so we hope to be able to go to each of them. For Waste Not, we are still in the research stage. However, what we're aiming to do for the businesses is to work with them for approximately 18 months. And with that, we will be working with them quite significantly in the first 3 months. However, after that, it will just be reviewing and helping them as they need, and then handing over. And as we mentioned, we have the support from the City of Joondalup, who have said they're happy to help us with that sustainability.
That was excellent. Just have a question about the Android and iPad classes. How will they continue once you guys step away from the project? Or was that factored in at all?
At the moment, I think we see a future of us still delivering the classes. Long term, I think it would be training the library staff to continue it. It's fine to do one-on-one classes and be able to teach a manual, but the nature of our classes is that it's really slow. We go by their pace. We start with basic things like turning on the device. A lot of us take that for granted, but some of these guys have just come straight from the store. They've bought the iPad, they don't know how to use it. We start there and we keep going. Teaching the library staff how to do that and make sure that it's interactive enough so that everyone can progress at the same sort of rate. That's our next goal, I think. And
so there's actually one aspect that the seniors love the most is our age. They actually really love that. And I know that might sound odd, but they really like that we're students and we are actually interested and want to help them. So we would be looking for, the library has already said they're happy to help us, and we're going to be looking for external volunteers to be helping with that as well.
Yep, John McMorrow, LMA. If I can just go back to the Connection Events project, great to see that you're connecting with other community groups such as Rotary and the Slattery Property Group. Apart from providing the marketing and fundraising platform, what did you specifically do in terms of organising the event? Because that brings in different complications such as public liability, insurance and so forth. So what specifically did you do to help those groups organise the event where I think 500 people came along?
Yeah. So with the public liability, all of the stallholders had to be able to provide the evidence of their insurances before they could come on for the event. But Liam, the project manager, and a number of other event management students who are our members, they really took hold and worked very closely with the events team at Satterley. And we did actually learn so much from them, and that's like, it was kind of a mentoring program in Earth Hour, and we really took over for the Rotary Moonlight movie, and Cassie, who's one of our members, actually led the whole event and ran it. She was the main organiser for the night, so we do really take action and yeah.
We learned a lot about rain.
Try living in Victoria.
Looks like your message has really resonated with all the judges. So we'll take it that all the questions that need to be asked have been asked. And judges, please join me in thanking the Edith Cowan University.
Thank you.